It's crazy how you go from posting one video and then you just sleep and wake up and it's 3 weeks down the road and you haven't posted anything. Like, where does all that time go? Hey, my love, how you doing? I hope you are doing great. Welcome back to my channel. And if you see me for the first time, hi, my name is Emily, and welcome to my channel. If you love anything that has to do with lifestyle, home decor, anything to do with being a homebody and all that, then definitely subscribe and be a part of this very small and humble community. And I am so glad to have you here. I hope you stick around until the end of the video. When did we last have a conversation? When did we last catch up? I think it was around the time I got my TV console. I think the last time I talked to you was when I just got in my TV console. And a lot has happened since then. Well, not a lot, but like I have made a few changes here and there, and I felt like we should catch up. I should fill you in, and yeah. So first things first, I changed the legs of my TV console. That is something that I had wanted to do from the time I got the TV console. I felt like the legs were a bit too low for my liking, and I knew I wanted to change them, but I gave myself a bit of time to live with the console and figure out if I actually wanted to change the legs. And when the time came, I reached out to this store. I don't think I remember the name, but I think it's something like Furniture Accessories UG. I'm going to tag the name so you can maybe check them out if you ever need something like that. They have really beautiful furniture accessories. So I got the legs from them. Initially, I wanted the legs that looked exactly like the ones that came with the TV console, but I wanted them in 8 inches because I needed about 4 more inches of height to be able to hide the sockets behind the console and everything. And I felt like anything below 8 inches was not going to work for me. And at the store, they didn't have that particular design in 8 inches. The tallest they had was, I think, 6 inch, and I felt like a 6 inch would still give me a lot of work because it won't fully hide what I'm trying to hide and it won't give the vibe that I'm trying to go for. So I went with a different design, which is a bit like slanty. Yeah. The other ones were like, they had a base that kind of looks like a star, but the legs were actually flat. They were straight. So on the console, it just looked like straight legs. So these ones are like, I don't know if I'm making sense, but they are a bit slanty. And I didn't think the design would like pull it off initially. But when I installed them, I realized it was probably the smartest decision I'd made because it turned the TV console from something basic to something exceptionally good, like something that looks way better than it did in the beginning. You tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it elevated the whole look by a lot. And what I was going for initially is, well, when the TV console came in, it had very short legs and it was like really low. And my TV had been mounted like way high up, so it looked like everything had just been placed in random places and they were not really in sync. So what I wanted was to balance out that height, like lower the TV, make the console a bit higher, hide the sockets, and just have everything looking clean and neat and looking like it actually belongs together and not just some random pieces sprayed all over the room. So after I changed the legs of the TV console, I also called someone to come and help me lower the TV. I didn't want to risk doing that myself because I don't trust myself to be handling stuff like that. One minute you're holding the TV, next minute it's on the floor and broken and all that. I didn't want to have to deal with that. So when the guy shifted the TV to like a lower position, it now left me with two drill holes from the previous mount, two drill holes above the TV that are visible, like very, very visible to the eye. And that is something that bothers me quite a bit. So I knew I had to get that fixed. So I got in touch with my landlord and he gave me a number of the painter, same painter that did the painting in the house. And I contacted him. He came around, he saw the holes, He told me what was necessary, what he needed to do, the tools and all. And he said he would come back the next day to fix them. And he disappeared. I don't know what happened, but he literally did not show up at all. No calls, no texts, nothing. So I waited. Like, I always give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe something happened. Maybe he got busy. Maybe this, maybe that. When he's maybe settled, he will call me back, or, he'll come around and do the job. And nothing. I waited and waited until I got tired. He was like, you know what? Let me call this person. Let me find out if he cannot make it, so I can maybe get someone else to come and make it. Or maybe he forgot about me. I called him, so I had to remind him who I was. So I asked him, okay, well, what happened? You said you were coming to fix this. You did not show up. What really happened? And he told me he forgot. Wow. Anyways, he told me he got a gig out of town, and I think that was the day he was supposed to come and fix those holes. He got a gig and he was out of town, and he had to travel out of town, and he hasn't been in town for some time, which I just felt like was a perfect excuse. But anyways, you never really know what people are doing with their time, so I'm not really one to judge people like that. So he agreed he'll be coming over on Tuesday to get the job done. It's a Sunday today. So on Tuesday in the evening, he should be able to come and fix that. At least that's what he said. I hope that this time he doesn't forget. Anyways, so I did have a few other things added to the TV wall as well. First addition was the plant. I got a plant, and oh my god, why didn't you tell me that plants were very expensive? Like not even somehow expensive, very expensive. So I knew I wanted fox plants, artificial plants, but I knew they were going to be expensive, right? Okay, a bit costly, but not like expensive, expensive. I kind of thought an average plant would not exceed 500K. That is just what I thought, right? So when I started to look for the plants, I was wowed. So I had initially what I had in mind was an olive tree, an actual tree, like an olive tree. And I wanted something that looked as close to a natural plant as possible. So I went around, as I asked a few vendors the prices of an olive tree. That was about 2.5. I wanted something that was between 180 centimeters and 250 centimeters. So something anywhere, anything within that height would do, because my ceiling is a bit high. So I wanted something that gives the wall a bit of height. So depending on the designs we went through with ChatGPT, she recommended that we go with a height that is at least 180 centimeters. And the plant of preference was an olive tree. But when I asked about the prices of an olive tree, 1.2 million on one plant. It felt unreal. Someone was like, I need a couple of plants for this house. If you're telling me each plant is going to be 1.2 million or more. Anyways, I changed my mind real quick. Like, my bank account disagreed straight up. It was like, no, 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 no. We are not spending that much on a single plant. We need a lot of plants in this house. So I decided the olive tree can wait, maybe later on. And the next in line on my list, the next plant was, I think, a bamboo plant. And then third option was a palm. So I was now left with those two options, either a bamboo or a palm. So when I looked around, I actually realized most of the palm trees that I saw were a bit, um, what's the word? They were not as full as I wanted them to. They looked really light, like very few palms here and there, and I wanted something that looked fuller. So I zeroed down to a bamboo plant. And then the dilemma now came down to the planter. I wanted a beige planter. But at the moment that I was ready to purchase the plant, the person I wanted to purchase it from, we had already talked and everything, but she didn't have beige planters. The available ones were all mostly white. And to be honest, they're not really bad. It's just a color thing for me that I wanted to have the beige because one thing about this apartment is I'm trying to create two different modes for my bedroom and my sitting room. So for the living room, I want something lived in. I want some life. I want some color. I already have white walls, which is like a very clean backdrop for everything else to fall into place. So I want pieces that bring life into the room. Whereas when it comes to my bedroom, I want to maintain everything as plain and simple as possible. I want the room to be as white as it can get because it helps me relax and all that. I don't want to bring in, a lot of chaos. So I'm very particular with the kind of things that I put in my bedroom. But when it comes to my living room, I feel like this is the room that I want to experiment so much with because here I get to know what works for me and what doesn't, what I want to change and what I feel like with this room, I have a lot of room for error. Maybe that's the right word to use. Like, I have a lot of room for error. I can do whatever I want with this room. I don't get that luxury with my bedroom because I'm very picky with the kind of things that I wake up to every morning. So I wanted the beige, but I had to settle for the white because it was what they had in that moment. And I feel like buying a planter would not be so hard. Like for as long as I have the plant, I can always change the planter later on. Or when I get, more plants, I can always change up a few things. So, anyways, I got the bamboo plant, and the plant is about 160 centimeters in height, which is a bit shorter than what I wanted initially. But again, I felt like this was supposed to be my first plant and probably the first experiment. I kept asking myself, okay, what does the 160 centimeter look in my living room? What does it look like in my living room? And when the plant came in, I saw it, and I feel like it's like a medium sized kind of plant. And I would have wanted something taller for the living room because, like I said, the ceiling is a bit high. So I want something that will balance out the height since everything else is like really low and yeah. So there's that. But overall, I'm very happy with the plant. I love how it looks. I love the vibe that it has created in the. I'm already enjoying it because I take a lot of content around the plant and everything, and I love it. I love everything about it. So I'm going to live with it for some time, and then later on, I'll figure out if I want to change to the olive plant. Maybe I can move this plant to my bedroom or to just a different spot in the living room as well, because I will need another plant in the living room too. So yeah, and then I did get a few decor pieces for the console table. One of them is this really nice vase with pampas grass. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, pampas. And for that, I'm happy with that purchase, like really happy. The vase is cute, beautiful, beautiful to the T. It has this really nice texture to it and it feels rich. Everything about that I love, 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 love. And the way it just blended in so well with my TV console, because the console is more of like a dark walnut, and then this is a white vase, and we have the, the pampas and everything. That is one thing that I was, yeah, really happy about. Later, I may add in a bit of, a darker brown shade to the pampas, but that is something for later on. For now, I'm very happy with how that turned out. And oh, the other exciting purchase is the Decor books. I got Decor books that when I was looking for Decor books, I wanted something functional. I wanted actual books, but ones that could serve as decor as well. And I was lucky, I stumbled on this seller on TikTok, and she had these really beautiful books, and they had actual pages on the inside. So I can actually use them to journal or do, any other thing, and they would still serve as decor. And they come with this beige wrapping, that you can take off, and then the inside, the book is more like a marble gray white kind of situation. I love, love, love it. And I got three of those, and they look beautiful, beautiful on the console. I also got another exciting thing added to the TV console as well, and this was the neon strip light. I think on the package it had something like RBG strip lights. I do not know what that means. Please don't ask me. But basically, it's an LED light that is, I think, 5 meters long. It's a long strip. The fun bit about this particular strip light is that you can turn it into shapes, put it anywhere. It can be on the wall, it can be in different corners. Like, they had a lot of inspos. It can be put in so many different corners of the house, maybe behind the headboard, maybe under the bed. Like, you can literally do anything with it. And for me particularly, I wanted to put it behind the TV console. I don't know if you've seen those kinds of setups where the TV console is glowing at night. Like, there's a bit of light that is, ambient lighting coming from behind the TV console, and it just spreads on the wall and everything glows really nicely. That's the kind of vibe that I wanted. And I wanted something that was maybe white or warm white, which is perfect because this particular strip comes with so many different colors. It has a remote, so you can just keep changing. It has purple, it has white, it has yellow, it has green, it has red. Literally any color that you want, you can change the light to any color. And that is something that I loved, because if today I feel like I want a cool white, I can have that. If tomorrow I feel like I want um warm white, I can have that. Or if I want a yellow kind of light, I can always have that. And for me, that was really, really nice and beautiful. And at this point, you can already imagine me in the evening. It's gotten dark and the big lights are off, and we just have, the ambient lighting behind the TV console. And I have the balcony light switched on. My living room just has sheer curtains. So when I switch on the balcony light, it's like the light just comes in, but in a warmer kind of vibe. I don't know if you know what I mean. But I don't like to switch on the big lights. I really never switch on big lights at night. So it's basically just the ambient lighting. And I love, love, love it. It's not very bright and it's not like totally dark. It's just some soft glow going on. Ah, just coming back and relaxing on the couch, maybe watching a movie. It feels really good. Like, I'm so happy with how the space is coming out. And to think that I'm not even halfway where I want to be when it comes to decorating this apartment, but I feel like I'm on the right track. It's going well so far, and I'm so excited for where it's going. I know it's going to turn out to be a very beautiful place, and I cannot wait. But I want to take it one item at a time, one purchase at a time, because I've realized house decor, home decor is actually really expensive. If you don't pace yourself, your bank account will be screaming, like always. Anyways, that is it for the updates. I'm not done with this room yet. Like I said, there's still a lot to be done, but I hope to keep you posted, and I will bring you along whenever I can so we can, do some of these projects together. I'm so happy you're still here. Like, I know this video is getting really long, And I've been feeling like I should probably make the videos a bit shorter so it's easier for you to watch. Maybe you're cooking, maybe you're doing something around the house, and it can just be playing as we catch up as you work and stuff like that. And I felt like if the video is too long, I don't know, you tell me, would you prefer we make the videos longer, or is 10-15 minutes okay? By longer, I mean like 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Or would you rather we just have like a 10-15 minute chat and yeah, that's it? Tell me in the comments. But anyway, I'm going to have to say bye to you for now. I hope you are okay. I hope you're taking care of yourself. And I wish you well. I hope to see you again real soon. So take care. Bye.